What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Root. So I'm going to review a 2023 album by Mortimer Stilwell. Basically, this project is called Boat of Life, and it came out somewhere supposedly in the winter of 2023. So there's not a real super ton of information left known about Mortimer. Mortimer Stilwell as far as what's pitch going to happen. Really, the only real vestige left that's known with any product of what this particular cat was whatsoever that doesn't refer something back to like a cat from the 1800s or something like that. It's just JGK Records as far as what's first going to happen. So Jackal Goldkick particularly found this folk as far as what's first going to happen. Not really sure the full bound kind of 411 about what particularly happened there, but it's just within the pitch as far as saying this is a dope type product that was on this particular channel. So I wanted to get to some of these just because the product of it. I definitely suppose this product deserves a lot more notoriety within the pitch behind it. So this particular product, just from the pitch, the information about it, that goes in, the information about this product is real minimal within those pitches. He's just completely vaped from the internet as far as what's first going to happen. There's really not much of anything left whatsoever apart from these songs that are on JGK Records. So it's just kind of the pitch as far as what's first going to happen. Not sure if this focus from the United States pitches like that, but I was able to notice on one of these songs he does particularly manage to snag a song. Mortimer Stilwell does snag a verse from Busy Bone of Bone Thugs and Harmony, so that's pretty excellent type of appeals. If you catch the song Boat of Life, and Busy Bone's on the first verse on that particular song, and he mentions Eazy-E and Ruthless Records as far as those fairs going to happen, so it's within the pitch as far as saying some pretty dope stuff. I want to say there's some other folks on here as well, but it's just within the pitch as far as saying some excellent type of appeals. I don't know the product is the after effects of why this was pulled from the internet pitches like that, but some good type of appeals. Definitely has the feel of like a 2010s mixtape, some of those type of products like Datpiff eras and pitches like that. It really has like that mixtape hustle and grit as far as those pitches kind of go, just to miss like the product like standard fare. This is also a pretty wicked album artwork, pitches like that. So I just overall like the appeal of this product. Just the aesthetic behind it is pretty interesting within the conduct of it. It's just as far as being like the boat of life and the conduct about the fair as to what particularly happens with it. Just a good kind of this gothicness, and it just kind of provides some new shrouds like that. This particular album definitely provides like some new aspects to like the gothic type tone as far as what's first gonna happen. This cat, Mortimer Stilwell, definitely gives me vibes like Tech Nine and Ritz, some of those particular type folks out with strange music, some of those type of appeals. But also within a sense, I'd say within the pitch behind it, definitely reminds me of like some really feels spirited within the pitch as far as what's first gonna happen, to something real gothic within the tones as far as something that would kind of pop up between the second half of September to about mid-November, pitches like that as far as what's first gonna happen. So just really appreciate like the autumn kind of harvest kind of aesthetic about this particular appeals. It's really unfortunate there's not terribly much more information about this cat as far as what could be full bound around if he has other projects, if this is just a one shot what the particular pharaoh is about it. But just being able to say this is a classic album within those type of appeals. I would definitely recommend to check out JGK Records page and be able to. I would definitely say this is a classic type album within those pitches. I would definitely recommend to check out JGK Records page, pitches like that, and download this product while it still has the availability. I would definitely say it's like a classic project here to be able to scoop up within those particular appeals. And I would definitely say to check out like JGK Records' YouTube page as far as what's first going to happen to scoop this up, but while it still has the availability within those pitches. So it's definitely within the appeals, just within the product of as far as those fares. As far as those fairs going to happen, just on the pitch. But yeah, I recommend every song out of the 11 songs on here minus one. So the only song I don't recommend in any fashion is just the Mother's Day, which to talk about that one real quick. Basically, that one was just kind of a more personal type one within the pitch. It was just, I don't know, sometimes Mother's songs hit a little bit heavier within the pitch in terms of the impact of what they do within the quality behind it. But I just feel like the affluence behind that one, it's just kind of a dreary and kind of elated type one within like a lazy type sense, but it just didn't nail the appeal as far as those aspects kind of happen with this. So it just didn't have the overall full-blown kind of sparky tone within those particular pitches behind it. But that's the aspect. So just being able to say this album still gets a 10 out of 10. I would definitely say within the minimal kind of availability to scoop this up, because this has some real nice treats on here in terms of like a real River Styx type sense, pitches like that. But yeah, so the most popular songs off this album, according to like the YouTube popularity that's on JGK Records, would be The Train Is Leaving, which is the most popular song with over 50 plays, then Boat of Life, which has over 40. So Boat of Life has Busy Bone on there, but I'll talk about The Train Is Leaving first. Like a swirling kind of night shift afterthought to kind of get here to some smoke product that I had to say, well, trekking pitches like that, some neighborhood strolls, some of that particular type of fair, and it's just pretty dim song. You know, just kind of night shift gas station run pitches like that as far as those fairs going to happen, just to miss like some tracks, some of those particular type formats, and just getting towards like the product of commerce just within the brisk type winds pitches like that. It's pretty good for like autumn and winter type fair, just on top of that within those fairs. Not so much springtime, summertime. It's not like it couldn't be, but it's just a pitch. This gives me more kind of brisk type weather type pitches within the format of it. So it's good type appeals. Boat of Life with Busy Bones, real nice one as well. This has a real There's a real butter smooth type hook on here, real excellent aspects. Now the hooks on here are usually pretty similar to Tech 9 within those pitches. When you think of 2010s and late 2000s Tech 9 within some of those type pitches, just within the format as far as what's going to happen, that's a number of these. But this particular, not really sure is full bound as to who did the hook on Boat of Life, but it's really appealing within those pitches. But this song, Boat of Life, is like a nice moody kind of Styx-like, and by Styx I mean river Styx pitches like that particular river thing within the pitch behind. But this is like a good Styx-like hero to kind of get. It's like a good Styx-like hero to kind of get here. This reminds of like a cloudy kind of 2020s version. The song reminds of like a cloudy kind of 2020s version of like the Crossroads by Bone Thugs as far as those pairs going to happen. Just a gothic bop to kind of get here within those pitches. So just the format, just like a retread of some of those particular type of appeals. Definitely some excellent type aspects to get busy bone on a song like this. It's kind of like a mini kind of bite-sized, more hungry type version like that particular aspects. Just returning to some of those aspects in terms of like the tone and just like the kind of dissonant kind of gazing as far as those pitch comes. So it's excellent type appeal for that. Just real excellent type aspect. Real star-studded type song. The intermission is a quality one. It's like a gnarly kind of evening get loud to kind of get here. Just a strong smoke session, say pitches like that, and grub with pals as far as those pairs going to happen. This is good for some turn-ups as far as those pitches going to happen. So this is one of the few songs that kind of has the aspect of like a real kind of blitzkrieg typeness. Most of this is just kind of more in the night wind and cold brush kind of aspects of just like trekking and afterthoughts and rumination pitches like that. It has some pretty similar type vibes to Hobson, Tech 9, some of those type folks, NF, and folks like Dax, some of those type folks within the product of it, Eminem, some of those type folks within the particulars. But it's just kind of aspect as far as saying that the intermission is one of those type ones where you're going to have some pals around kind of chunk up the deuce. Maybe not so much chunk up the deuce in terms of like peacing out pitches like that, but just kind of the product as far as saying just getting loud with your pals pitches like that, having some snacks and goodies and smokage within affairs like that. So good type of appeals. There's some ones on here. Gaiman is a real quality one within those pitches, as well as like a twinkling kind of new era Tech 9 and Ritz similar type pitch within the format of it. Just a horror sheen about this particular song. It's like some morose kind of traffic gettings. The song is like some morose kind of traffic gettings pitches like that, just grabbing supply some of those particular type formats. So like primer to like some turn up, a little bit more gothic within a sense, just that typical kind of Tech 9 type fare when you would think of those songs just ripped out of like 2015, 2017 with Tech 9, Ritz, Chris Calico, some of those type folks within the pitch behind it. Just excellent aspects there within the format. It's typical kind of hotbox type noise with like strange music type and like good alternative rap and mind pitches like that within those particular fares. Good nice underground type tune that's pretty hooky within those aspects. A good type of format. Never Look Back is a nice one, as well as like a harrowing and morbid kind of sunset stretch to kind of get here within the aspects of it. Just good mixtape like pain to kind of have within these formats here. It's like some usual dredge as far as those pairs going to go along with it. Yeah, Never Look Back is just some good dredge within the format. Just kind of the aspect of just like real kind of gnarly kind of sunset skies pitches like that. Just the format of just like a little bit. I mean, this particular cat has like particular pain on here that's just not harnessed by many folks within those pitches. It actually has like some true dredge. Like Lil Boozy's pretty good at this. Master P on the Right Day is pretty good at this. Tupac's pretty good at these bleeders pitches like that. Tech 9 has that particular aspect. I mean, Tech 9's a little bit more gothic, but it's just kind of the aspect as far as just like the harrow of like a makeshift dredge within some of the formats where it's not so much horrorcore that it's as much like the harrow about this song was just kind of the format. It just really feels like underground kind of SFW harrow as far as those pitch kind of when you think of like the format of like typical kind of workaday pitches like that, but just the aspect is just having that particular grief about it as far as those tones can happen. So some good type pitches. There's some other ones on here that kind of do that, like What You Want and probably at least one other song, some of those type pairs I'd say within the pitch. But the Ghost Rider is a nice one, as well as like an underground kind of work shift commerce to kind of get here, just wrap up, pay a few bills, pitches like that. Just kind of some flip mode pep, I'd say, and it's a good song to grub to. Yeah, that other heroin type song like Never Look Back and What You Want would be I Can Feel within those pitches. But the Ghost Rider is just kind of some work shift pep within the pitch behind it. Just kind of flip mode type aspect of just getting to like the 545 pitches like that as things are just finishing up within those particular type tones, just getting towards the aspect of figuring out hitting up like an Arby's or a Burger King, some of those type formats within the pitch. Wendy's, some of those good type fares within the format, getting like a 4x4. Getting like a 4x4 if they still have those within pitches like that, just within the tone as far as saying it was just some good kind of workaday type fare. This one's kind of on the other side of the coin. The Ghost Rider's kind of on the other side of the coin within those pitches. We're Never Look Back and some of those other type songs. The Ghost Rider's kind of on the other side of the coin. We're Never Look Back and some of those type ones are more within the aspect as far as saying like they kind of have a little bit more hair about them. The Ghost Rider on the other hand has some good type pep like the format of getting towards some crunkness pitches like that, some relative sparkiness. Speaking of I Can Feel and What You Want, I'm going to get to some of these heroin type ones. I Can Feel is like a grizzled kind of 2010s mixtape grit to kind of get within these aspects here. Just some go forth pitches like that. Just kind of the format of just getting towards it. Just nice solemn kind of haze, I'd say, within the aspect here. Just a personable kind of bleed. Definitely within the aspect as far as those pairs going to have them. Just litty type song. This is kind of the format. both I Can Feel and What You Want are pretty gothic, just from the aspect as far as like that morbidness within the tone behind it. Just really like the development of just like that particular excruciation pitch like that. So some good type of appeals. What You Want's like a good follow-up with this song, like I was saying. It's like a haunting kind of real talk throwback, I'd have to say, to 2010's mixtape grind pitches like that. Just good type of appeals. This reminds of like Lil Wayne's Mirror from his deluxe edition of the Carter 4 pitches like that. So doesn't have the Bruno Mars hook, but it's within the pitch as far as saying. Other than that, it's just that it's the basic same sort of piano ballad almost within a pitch like that. Hero, that this is kind of like a real talk, gotta get your shit together. Just a slice of humble pie with the format of get your shit together. Some of those particular type formats, just the upkeep of just getting to like the standard workaday type grit within the format of it. So it's just typical mixtape type grind, but just the aspect of being an album type quality, more in the underground type fare. So yeah, basically just very similar to those particular type upkeep type songs, weekday type dredge pitches like that, just in Lil Wayne Mirror type format, but just without Bruno Mars, like I was saying. So good type appeal. Then Unheard and Underground are two nice listens within those pitches. Those kind of have like a 1-2 punch kind of combo. Unheard is like a sparkly kind of fresh off work shift kind of glitter kind of get within these aspects here, just in autumn and winter kind of dazzle. Let's say about this particular one, it's definitely a nice one to get to some socials pitches like that, just figure out where some of these aspects kind of are, where the party at, some of the type pitches within it. Good type song to toke to just in the night wind, or just products of just like that particular transit type motions. Good type appeal. So Unheard is like a good combo that goes along with the intermission. Not quite as lively as the intermission, but definitely within the pitches, some of that excitement within those pitches. Also goes pretty well with like the Ghost Rider, I'd say, within those pitches as far as those pairs going to happen, and probably also Game In. So there are some moments on this particular product that do have like some of that just tear up within the aspect, even if it doesn't get as full-blown ravenous within like the dance floor type pitches. There's definitely some commotion on here to have like the noise and kind of retinue and things like that within the format as far as the kickback with pals as far as those pitches can happen. So just good aspects there. And then Underground is a nice one, as well as like a wayside and low-key kind of goth hitter to kind of get within these aspects, just amidst like night wind pitches like that. Just kind of some snack runs, some of those type fares, just some wide awake kind of fun, feeling completely awake pitches like that. Just the form of just getting towards the product of it. So just appreciating like the winter fare, or the aspect of like some good cold brush pitches like that. So just like that darker. It's that typical kind of Datpiff mixtape grit and like a darker kind of 2020 type format within the pitch behind as far as what's going to happen. This is definitely a pitch. This probably should have been the downloadable mixtape. It really makes me question if there were more products by Mortimer Stilwell pitches like that, because it's the excellent type of appeal to the product that he had. It's very unfortunate that this consistent content didn't get belted out further within the pitch, because this is a pretty dynamite type product within the tone behind it. I'm trying to think if there's other songs I haven't talked about on here as far as what's going to happen. I think that basically about covers it within the format of it as far as what's going to happen. So just being able to say, I talked about 10 out of 11 songs on here. I talked about the 11th song, the Mother's song, that I don't recommend as far as those. I talked about the 11th song, the Mother's Day song, that I didn't recommend within those pitches. But other than that, this album gets a 10 out of 10 within those pitches, just the format of it. Social score, I'm going to go ahead and give like a 10 out of 10 as well. Now, it might get a 9.75 within those pitches as far as the format kind of happens, just because it's real tough to track down. And I feel like if this product vanishes, is kind of the aspect as far as saying that it may not ever be available again within those pitches. I'm not as full-blown sure as to how many folks left besides Jackal Goldkick on his particular channel have this particular record persisted within the format. Just being able to say, definitely worth tracking down, because a lot of this is pretty just out. So some pretty blitzing type aspects, and just really brings like some of that particular gothic swirl about things. Just really feels Ouija board like, not so much Ouija board in terms of like a creeping kind of sense, but just the format is something that just has that spirited type aspect of just something that's real kind of amidst like Halloween type conduct, but just more in a ghostly type form. It's not so much like the mortifying kind of Wolfman, Frankenstein, Dracula type stuff, but this is more ghost related. This more of like spirits and kind of things of like particular poltergeist type stuff within the pitch behind it. It's very Styxey and Crossroads by Bone Thugs pitches like that. I'd have to say within the appeal, but it's just real excellent aspects for nailing that. So I think despite the fact that it's kind of low-key and tough to track down within those pitches, and there's just really not much of any information left about Mortimer Stilwell, I would say within the pitches it's still 10 out of 10 social within the aspects, because you do get some makeshift songs on here. There's some good flip mode songs within those pitches. There's some good type tunes for winter and autumn kind of snack runs pitches like that, just to miss like the fair, just outdoor trekking pitches like that. Some good makeshift kind of commerce and just overall embrace of that, and like some and also like a handful of good songs within the pitch as far as like some turn up with pals, this pitches like that for like a relative kind of just aghast kind for like some relative kind of aghast kind of turn up and spices as far as those pitches can happen, just wilding out with pals as far as those formats can happen. So just in the pitch as far as getting towards it, Tech Nine similar in like the hooks, pitches like that, real nice R&B type hook that really has some blitzing type appeal on Boat of Life, the title track, but just pitches like this, pretty hooky type album within the pitch, really has some soothingness just in the tone of just being melodic and butter smooth within those tone. really being melodic and butter smooth within those tones, so good type pitch. So in terms of the future, like once again, not as full unsure what happened to Mortimer Stilwell pitches like that. It's just kind of the format. But if he does have more products, it'd be awesome to kind of be able to find some of these. But I don't know what happened with the product of if there's anything else. If this is just a one shot of those kind of appeals behind it, but this definitely blistering type appeal. So regardless of that particular fair, at least you have this product. I would just track down JGK Records, the channel, and get to some of these songs pitches like that. But this is an excellent type album. It's very gothic and just has a nice swirl that it's very gothic and just has a nice swirl that works extremely heavily.